Well, you worried about what time I'm starting, Tori? You still a fan?
All right. Yeah. We like to kind of, we like to kind of move on and fall into another groove out here, y'all. We like to do this for all the young ladies in the house out there. All right. Yeah. A tune called Round on the Low. Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, Lord. Do you love me, baby? Do you love me, baby? And why you wanna go and leave me alone? Oh, baby, my lover, baby, sugar, my lover, good lover, oh, baby, oh, don't you want to love you, baby, baby. La 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 da, da, la 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 la. I guess the weekend's over now, and you'll have to make your way. Have to make your had a ball of dynamite right from the first day. From the first day. Tell me that you'll come in just as soon as you get home. To pass about my heart while I'm alone. I don't like it alone. Things we did this time of love we've never done before. Never done before. Made some changes in my head. I don't feel the same no more. Feel the same no more. Tell me it's not me. This feeling that you show to comfort me, my love, while I'm alone. I don't like it alone. Just think the time you left me for remembering nothing. Something I can see no more, not for my feelings, for my feelings. He's giving me all the time when you're not home. To pass around my heart right. I don't like it alone. You know, can't stop. You know, Right now, baby, who want to kiss you, baby? And all the time you know I got not really good know, baby. Just see that
Oh yeah, baby. Woo! How's everybody doing? I know everybody's gonna be filling in. I know everybody's gonna be filling in. Woo! How you doing? Who's in the building? We got Iori. We got Simply Deep 1985. We got the Snowman. We got Tori. Have you ever been on time? I mean, I could be late as a motherfucker. You still waiting because you're a fan. We got AL Evans, everybody's favorite mother trucker, LaShawn. He said, sorry, bro. Remember, we were 20 and had 40-year-old problems too. Um, when? And were we supposed to? Here's the problem. Here's the biggest problem with that, right? And I'm gonna um I'm gonna address that. Being 20, you should not hold the same problems as somebody 40, somebody twice your age, somebody who's raising kids already, somebody who's paying mortgages already. Your brain's still developing. You're supposed to develop yourself into that role to take care of shit. So, with that belief that you're saying right now, would you vote for a 20-year-old to be president? Would you vote for a 20-year-old to be mayor, governor, senator? They should be building themselves up with experience. And the problem is really this: we throw 18-year-olds out in the street and say, hey, you got to make it. We don't cultivate them. How many of your fucking 20-year-olds even know their fucking social security numbers? How many? How many are really capable of balancing a house because we have this thing called delay adulthood? See, I don't mind voting for a president that's 80 years old as long as they have their mental faculties with them. Not everybody who's old or older is somebody who's senile or slow thinking. There's quite a bit fucking 90-year-olds who were just as quick witted ever. So we should put the pressures on a 20-year-old, especially a male, when his brain doesn't stop developing till like 26, 27. He should put himself under the same stress as a guy who's 40 with 3 kids and a wife. And is even being settled for that. And the reason why your problems should not be 40-year-old problems is because you're supposed to be, especially as a male, a black male at that, you're supposed to be developing yourself. More so than the women, because guess what? Women are not predicated on taking care of you the same way you're going to take care of them. Oh, trust me. Not only America has, but your society has. When you do everything the society wants you to do, you're a man. But as soon as you stand on 10 toes down and you do something the society doesn't like, you's a boy. You's a boy. Think about it. How many girls who are like 50, who are like what, 20, 25, have an apartment or a house, want you to stay with her for a long period of time? Now juxtapose that. She wants to nest in your shit. I'm going to ask this question, LaShawn, or anybody else who wants to answer it. It's going to be a twofold question. If your wife or your girlfriend lost her job and you both living together, how long will she have till she gets another job before you tell her that she has to leave? I'll wait. I'll wait. And this ain't being smart. This is just part of the conversation. How long would that wife or girlfriend have to get another job before you tell her to leave? How long does she have? Anybody in the chat can answer. Just a black man. That black woman wonder why I went and blaming sons why he ain't a grown black man and she wants a good man. I mean, that's part of the issue. Just because you're an adult chronologically does not mean you're an adult responsibly. There's a lot of ebb and flow in that shit. There's a lot of growth. He said 5 minutes and then her ass is gone. Come on, AL. AL, come on. Oh, man. AL ain't shit for that. That's funny. But here's the question. Anybody else? We want participation. I know. See, this is the crazy part. I know there's a lot of people watching, but not putting anything in the chat. So if we got 13 to 1,300 people watching, put something in the chat. Let the boy know you're here. As a matter of fact, did you even hit the like button yet? No boot gang. Oh, you motherfuckers ain't shit. But here's the difference. All right. I need everybody to participate. Put something in the chat. Let the boy know you're here. Just say hello. 90% of men, 90% of men will not tell their girlfriend or their wife they gotta leave after any period of time of losing their career or job. 90%, 99% of men wouldn't. But let's change the question around. How long, and we're gonna do this realistically, how long realistically would a man have if he's a husband or boyfriend? How long would he need to get another job before that wife or girlfriend leaves the house? My man Snowman said I was giving a day. God damn. And Sean said, I never had more women mad at me because we never met once. Got the nerve to call me a piece of shit. Yeah. Oh, man. See, the craziest part about that is that the average woman will give a time period before that man has to leave or has to leave the house or she's leaving him. Men don't work the same way. Men don't work the same way. She can really be desolate. I mean, let's take about how many broke people in the 80s, broke women with kids in the 80s, men took in. Had a kid, she probably had a kid, had about a kid or two more by the woman. And she was broke. Probably even put her through school. And there was no rush for her to go get a job or nothing. Just take care of me, take care of the kids, take care of the house. But if you was a man, lose your job, you weren't no good to begin with. And this is the part where the 20-year-old things, 20-year-olds should not have 40-year-old problems. But I notice now, and you could say from many generations forward, before them, there was a lot of emphasis on staying with the girl, being by the girl, even if she cheats, staying with her, being with her. You've seen a lot of these shows where they find out the kid was never the husband's. Of course, mama knew the whole time and was too cowardly to even tell the man. And he's being a simp. I'm going to forgive her. We still going to raise the family. I remember watching the Steve Wilco show. And this is a good example. The kid was like, what, 17, 16, 17. And, oh, yeah, the simp encouragement programs. And this guy was 16, 17, had two kids by the girl. DNA test came back. Neither kid was his. But guess who encouraged him to still simp? And even Steve looked at these people like, you're disgusting. The mother of the young man and the mother of the daughter, you still got to be in these kids' lives. If you really gave a fuck about, if you really gave a fuck about your kid, why would you put that burden on him when he got a golden ticket to get the fuck away from it? You want to put all that responsibility on him because that's what you would like a man, some man out of a broken, bizarre world to do for you. And what a lot of young men really fail to do is that, look, it took me years to realize what my father told me about a lot of females and things that I've noticed myself. And I've told a lot of young men, there's nothing wrong with dating, but relationships tends to hinder your growth, especially when you're young, a young 18, 19, 20, 20, 21 year old up to 25. Because you're going to try to do everything to please her You're going to try to do everything to run the gauntlet, put a lot of pressure to make sure she's happy. And let's just be coy about this. You ain't making no chick happy. It's not a long-term situation. Can you really grow with her? And a lot of young men out nowadays will think every chick is the best thing that treats them well the next few months, and they will deal with somebody who will give them years of hell instead of developing themselves. The work ethic is horrible. If you're not working as much as you can in your early development years, going to obtain as much knowledge as you can, as much education, certification as you can, why are you trying to put on a relationship? And then everybody wants to put the condom on thinking it's a guaranteed factual actual, and then you come to find out, oh, I'm pregnant. You even have some kids now, some young men thinking that if I have a baby, that'll make me more responsible. Why are you putting that? Why do you want to go purposely put more responsibility than you can physically handle? Simply Deep said, hypothetical question. How to respond to getting enticed into something naughty by your lady alone at a safe space area other than your house if you want to answer. Easy. Make sure you don't get arrested and make sure people can't see you. What's up, my love? And the reason why I always say this is because there's so many people who have the world as their oyster very young, and you're allowing people to really sabotage you. The saddest part is many of us have become accomplices to that destruction. Like Mello, he's going to the military. Imagine if Mello, oh, I need this girlfriend. Oh, I can't leave my girlfriend, one of those dudes. I can't leave her. What is she going to do to help me? If your girl really was supportive to you, she would make sure she would bend and break every goddamn thing to make sure to honor you. She would actually be a part of your plan and not hers. And you do know, no nose podcast. You're right, Jody's got your girl now. I admit that hood sophisticated appeals to me, though it should not. I mean, your culture is going to appeal to you. Your environment's going to appeal to you at some point. But what happens is that everybody should grow to the point where you rise above or you can interact in multiple environments. Just because I'm from Baltimore and I'm an Eager Street kid, I should know how to act accordingly when I'm in a court of law, when I'm in a formal event. Well, if I'm in Oklahoma, if I'm in Colorado, I should know how to act and observe and read the room. In the black community, the one thing we do not develop too much is EQ. We don't really develop into that shit very well. And that's part of reading the room and reading the situation. Because when you have a lot of, hey, it's my favorite Decepticon. You have a lot of You have a lot of people in the black community who have this attitude that why should I play the conformist? When you think about the 20-year-old male, because he's a much more complex creature, and because much more responsibility is going to be thrust upon him, one has to say, why should he do things that's going to hinder his development? If you're not finding growth where you are in your community, then obviously you must leave and go elsewhere. Who do you think is the most sheltered male in American history? Why do you think if a black male gets a scholarship to an out of town or out of state school, it's usually mama like, oh, you gonna leave me alone? Well, mama, this is the reason why you should have been married. So you wouldn't be alone. I need to develop myself. And let's just juxtapose that statement to the 20-year-old girls of our community. Are they told to stay home, be around mama, or are they told to go get their education? The Superfly Gamer Cool Some said, I just asked my son today, how do he feel not to have his mother in his life? He told me it's frustrating, even though he's 17. I still hugged him and kissed him, and I wouldn't care if he was 30. I still do the same. Facts. That's still your boy. Still your kid. You got to develop him. And the one thing we don't do really good as black people is develop the empathy. We have to show that much more love and kindness. We have to be stern as men, but we have to show the love, kindness, and empathy that he's going to miss. LaShawn said, too many nut ends won't be allowed to be a father. Enjoy 18 to 25 years of go to college. Oh, sure. No news said, facts. My mom wouldn't sign my FAFSA form for me to go to college. I had to join the army and get the hell away. Yeah, yeah. See, I know Mello was over the other day and he was nervous that he's leaving in September. I said you should look forward to the adventure. Many of our young black men limit themselves and not look for adventure. And that's what scares them. We don't prepare them for this shit. We don't prepare them to be warriors. We prepare them to be sitting ducks. Snowman said all my signatures for my scholarship came from my pops. He wanted me to see the world. LaShawn said at least he asked about his mom, but he knows his father loves him. Facts. See, a lot of people don't understand that penis will get you in so much trouble. You can't even decide if you're a father or not if that condom breaks. Oh, a lot of Negroes out there will tell you their stories of how they were sweating bullets. Sweating motherfucking bullets. Sweating them motherfucking bullets when they were sweating them motherfucking bullets when that chick says, my period came late. I want you to think about that. If that shorty becomes pregnant, what's the percentage you think that young man in college is going to finish? Oh, oh, I don't even want to. That could be a man. You want me to talk about that shit, man? And what did Jay Z say? The power to PUSSY. The reason why niggas get haircuts and try to dress fly. It will make you. It will make you a grand slave, man. Your dick will be one of the biggest hindrance of your growth if you don't have control over it. It will be one of the biggest hindrances, man. A chick will try to. There are chicks who will come up to your damn house, your dorm room, even if you living at your parents' house. Nothing but a trench coat and some heels, just to entice you to get the fuck whatever she wants out of you. I don't have a place to stay. Boom, flash. I need money for this car. Boom, flash. It's one thing to have fun, but it's another thing to be responsible. Think about it. I'm starting to think that black males are the least traveled males around the world. There's probably a segment of black males who never left their goddamn city. And you're worried about the ratch batches in your neighborhood? You're worried about somebody who ain't really worried about you? And then here's another factor for all you 20, 21-year olds. A lot of these young ladies are being raised to be fucking narcissists. And the minute you tell her no or don't do something she likes to do, she will turn on you like a rabid goddamn dog. Oh, you think she's the only one? I'm gonna go. Give me a woo in the chat if you really want me to go in about this one. I'm gonna go deep in about this one. Give me a woo in the chat. We need some audience participation. We got 30 in the building. Share this shit to the young men who needs to hear this shit. Share this to your family members and young men who need to hear this shit because I'm about to go really in. I'm about to go in. I'm about to go the fuck in and go the fuck off. You know who some of the biggest motherfuckers who will place 40-year-old fucking shit on you at 20? Some of your so-called friends. Mm. If your friends are not your biggest cheerleaders, they're going to turn out to be your biggest stumbling blocks. Somebody need to put that in the chat. Somebody need to put that in the chat. If your friends are not your biggest cheerleaders, they're going to become your biggest stumbling blocks. If your friends don't, if you're trying to join the military or go to college out of state, if your friends don't be like, yo, we got something for you to take with you, here's a couple of dollars, here's a TV, here's something, some type of support, some type of moral support, whatever. If they don't be like, yo, Go ahead, live your life. We'll be here, and we gonna support you best we can. If they're not your biggest cheerleaders, they're gonna be your biggest stumbling blocks. There's a lot of motherfuckers who's in the ground right now not because of the fucking enemies they saw at the far, but at the friends who were close to them. If your motherfucking friends aren't the ones supporting your dreams, if they the ones who ain't happy every time you grow, if them motherfuckers are mugging or whatever, nigga, you know what? Fuck your accomplishments. If every time you accomplish something and they not cheering for you like they want it, fuck them. Fuck them. Because really, what a black man really needs to do for growth, you don't have friends, you have brothers. There's a difference. You either have associates or you have friends, or brothers. You don't have friends. That motherfucker should be the type of motherfucker you can trust the protection of your wife and kids around that motherfucker. If you have the slightest inkling you can't trust your kids or your wife around them, why the fuck you around them? Do I need to do a praise break? Do I need to do a praise break? Man, y'all not paying attention, man. We about to do the praise break real quick. What the fuck was that? Ugh. Get this shit going. Give me 1 second, folks. Y'all motherfuckers not even listening. Y'all motherfuckers not listening. Y'all motherfuckers not listening, man. Y'all need a praise break, man. Y'all ain't right with the soul, man. Y'all ain't right with the soul. Come on now. Come on, let's go. Y'all ain't listening. If your friends aren't your biggest cheerleaders, they're gonna be your biggest stumbling blocks and blockades ever, man. What's up, New Art Truth? Speaking of some of my battle buddies, fellow army man. The people around you are surprised of your accomplishments. They're not your friends. You goddamn right they not. I remember when me and Darren were on the wrestling team, my boy Sean was supporting, Ali was supporting. It was Ali, it was Darren, and Sean and them when my first championship when I was like wrestling for about 10 minutes straight, damn near 12, and they were like, "Yo," handing me the water bottle and pushed me right back to center because I was tired. I couldn't even move. They the ones who said, "Keep moving forward, keep going, keep going." He's stalling. Keep moving forward. Referee yelled caution. Stalling. I kept moving forward, kept listening. Keep going forward. He's scared. Next thing you know, referee called caution. 1 point, new champion. I'm so tired. They carrying me off the mat. But that's the type of friends or brothers you really truly need. If you can't put your life in that motherfucker's hands, that's not your friend. Mm. if you're coming off and you stuck in traffic and somebody's breaking in the house and I'm nearby, I should be beelining to your shit. What's up, Doctor Thunder? Doctor Chocolate Thunder. Oh man, I feel honored. The doctor's in the house, man. Man, we need another praise break, man. We got the doctor in this joint. What's up, Doctor Thunder? And yes, Doctor Thunder is Orthodox Christian. For those wondering, I want you to really think about that. How many of us, how many of us out there? I forgot to mod up my man, Doctor. No way in hell, Doctor Thunder not being not a mod in my chat. No, hell no. That's not good. That's not good. Now there has to be there has to be some type of limit that we gonna have to put on 20-year-olds and say, hey, you made it this far. You made it this far. Now we got to judge you to see if you actually passed this masculine standard. Whatever happened to the rite of passage? Whatever happened to the rite of passage for young black men? Whatever happened? You want to say you can handle these responsibilities? Put them to the test. This is the reason why. For a year, how many years for all my day one A1s, I've talked about the rite of passage. How many how many years have I talked about a rite of passage and the importance of such? If you're ready for that responsibility, the men of the community are supposed to test your ass to see if you can handle it. And it's not to bring you down, it's not to ridicule you, it's to let you know where you truly stand in an honest, controlled environment. And sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, many rites of passages were not in controlled environments throughout history. Your rite of passage traditionally had to be against the strongest beast of that land. Either you came back victorious, probably carrying that damn dragging that beast, or you fought honorably being eviscerated by it. What rite of passage actually confirms your masculinity and say that you can handle these grown man things at the age of 40? Why are you trying to take care of a family when you can't even take care of yourself? Mm, mm. But Charles, you're being so hard on them. That's not fair. That's honest. You think at 18 I was ready to take care of a family? Fuck no. Hell no. God, whatever God you believe in, you know. Were there challenges I had to overcome before I could take care of a child? Yes. Yes. There were many challenges I had to overcome. You should never catch flack for your boys wrestling because wrestling is one of the fundamental things that we lack in the community. If I was the king of black people, as much as I love football and shit, it would be mandatory for every boy to learn. And I would bring this back. If we had, let's say, if I was king of Baltimore, it would be mandatory. That's what's up, man. I even wrestled internationally in Germany and got a bronze over there. I wish we had the sponsors back then that we had now. I want people to realize this. Combat sports is one of the greatest developments of masculinity since time immemorial. Somebody put that in the chat, please. Somebody put that in the chat. Combat sports are the greatest builder of masculinity since time began. Because, like the rite of passage, which it is a rite of passage, when you have to go through combat, you have to over compensate for your weaknesses while utilizing your strengths simultaneously. The reason why is because it's different, and I respect any other sport. Of course, being athletes, we joke about it, but I respect other sports. When you wrestle, when you box, when you're doing judo, jujitsu, savate, Muay Thai, European and American kickboxing, there is no subbing out. When I boxed, I was hit so hard, I was asking for bus passes at McDonald's. I didn't go down, but I was rocked. I've been thrown so hard on a mat by one of the assistant coaches that the capillaries in my mouth burst. So imagine bleeding when there's no open wounds. But you get back up. You have controlled and sometimes uncontrolled adversity. And adversity has to be taken in small doses, little by little, to develop that sense. Because if you just say, hey, you're 19, here, you got a girlfriend, up, she's pregnant, where the fuck you gonna live? Is that woman gonna respect you if you're in your mother's house? And God forbid if you move into her mother's house, you definitely ain't getting no respect. So think about it. You got to go toe to toe with your opponent who's similar size and weight. Some are stronger, some are faster, but you're supposed to know how to circumvent that shit. You're supposed to know how to adapt. And you're going to have to use your style, cunning, intellect, killer instinct, survival instincts to overcome that adversity. And sometimes, if you're like me, coming from a black high school, and once you wrestled into the counties, you probably had to go against a fucked up referee who would not give you all your points. And you literally had to pin a guy just to win. Because you know, if they keep it close, they're going to call stalling on you a lot faster. So When we get into the subject matter of why you should, because there's a growth process you have to endure. Y'all don't hear me though. When you look at young men nowadays, are we putting them through the growth process? We're teaching them, and I'm glad you made that statement, Linda. We're teaching them how to be the jackrabbit instead of being a goddamn enduring tortoise. Sometimes you can't go through it fast. I've said it once and I say it again. And somebody please put this in the chat. Stop praying to God for a difficult load to carry. Start praying to God for a stronger back to deal with a difficult one. And if anybody feels inclined to donate, that's the Cash App. Unfortunately, we don't have Super Chat on my channel anymore. Men are supposed to be wet bamboo. When you wet bamboo, it's supposed to be flexible. It's supposed to have strength. It's supposed to have flexibility and strength. I want you to think about that. Because without actually having fathers, masculine mentors, and rites of passages, men are raised to be too damn rigid and become brittle and broken. Y'all don't hear me though. Too many of us are being raised to be bitter and broken. This is the reason why you have to have strength. Your masculine mentors, fathers included, especially included first, are supposed to teach you flexibility, adaptability. This is the main problem of just going through life with just females around you because they have a bastardized sense of masculinity. A man is supposed to endure, but a man is also supposed to know when not to. A man is supposed to know his limits, and a man is also supposed to know when to surpass them. Because, especially in this society we call Black American, foundational Black Americans, or American descendants of slaves, whichever terminology you may prefer, because we said for so many decades that we don't need fathers, but yet you still come out of your mouth to say the most ignorant shit to say, I can't find a man on my level, when in all actuality, you certainly do find men on your level. You just don't like where the level meets the water. There are too many people carrying so many burdens. And here's a big burden that nobody ever talks about. How many young teenage men are working jobs and missing school to pay their mother's bills? Well, J Money, that's why I know about wrestling. Because when I went to the counties and I was beating their boys, when I won the McDonough tournament, which was a private school tournament, you had to fight the refs too. You probably had to fight the crowd because if you beat their boy, you got to leave out the back because you might start a fucking riot. I want you to think about this. In black society, how many young boys out there or young teenage men are out there working legal jobs or doing something illegal to support their mama? Yep, all the guys who put their sons through wrestling know what I'm talking about with the referees, boy. What they say, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Oh, don't forget the brothers who had to pump poison to support. Of course. You know what's really funny? Let's say there's a black guy who's a kingpin. I mean, he's pushing rocks like Superman pushing planets. I mean, he's got more snow than Santa Claus. Have you noticed those drug dealers never make their boys become drug dealers? They actually push education on their sons. Did you ever notice that? The fathers who were big time drug dealers will push their sons into private school and colleges. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear this shit that I'm talking right now. But how many mothers say you better go out sell these fucking rocks? The lights are due. The rent's due. They about to cut my cable off. How many times have you heard these circumstances? We put our sons in places of heartache unnecessarily. You're ready to throw that 15-year-old boy out, but your 15-year-old daughter who's pregnant, you welcome her back in with open arms because you know she's going to bring some stamps and some wick in the house. Hmm. But this is why I'm very careful telling young men grow slow, enjoy the journey, stop rushing to destiny. Exactly, Bud Boiling. Exactly. Shaka Nulu, what's up? Think about it. The first motherfucker that put a price on your fucking physical being was not your father. And that goes for both boys and girls. It was women in my family who said to some of the girls and to some of the aunts, they were told by their aunts and grandmothers this quote: A dry wallet and a wet ass, no sense does that ever make. You put two and two together. If he can't do this for you, why you with him? Nobody ever talk about the character of the type of man you should be with. Nobody ever talk about that shit. Think about it. You got major drug dealers and criminal empires who I want you to think about this shit right here. Let's go look at the classic movie, the cinema classic called The Godfather. Vito Corleone sent Michael to fucking college. Michael was an army captain. He wanted him as far the fuck away from the family business as possible. Oh man. Like, share, subscribe, hit that fucking cash app, please, people. Shit. Y'all need to make sure I get my likes. If you feel like donating, put them in the chat. I'm telling you, think about that. Name me one time do you really you could barely think of one incident in real life or fiction where the father who's doing a criminal empire wants the son to do the criminal empire. You remember the last generation of drug dealers who were raised by their fathers would never sell by schools? They did that shit before it was a law. When you take away fathers from the community, you take away the honor of the community. And it's really the woman's jobs to protect the honor, the glory, and the image of her men and children. Mm, man, I need to wake y'all up. I need to wake y'all asses up with another one. Yeah, man, y'all get your asses up. Come on, come on, come on. Wake up, wake up. Yeah, that sister was killing them drums, boy. She was rocking off on that. You think about this. Another reason why you should not have 20-year-olds taking on 40-year-old problems is because they don't have the wisdom to deal with that shit yet. What's up, LAPD SWAT 1? Think of how much shit the 40-year-old men used to mitigate in the fucking community, and a lot of times still do. When the school, I forget which school out there a couple of years ago back, when the school had this massive fight that went on, and it was the fathers of the students and fathers of the community who probably didn't even have students there walk the halls and calm that shit down. They did what the Board of Education could not do in 30 years. but we don't need fathers. J Money said, poor, ghetto minded, and ratchet black mothers sabotage their children and use them. Oh, Lord, Lord. I feel another one coming on, folks. I feel another one coming on. Come on, man. Mm, mm. How many times in the community did it take a black man who was in your shoes to come rescue you? I'm gonna ask you this question for this banner. How many times have you heard that being spoken about another black man? Here's another part about your community. Who told you that black man across the street was your enemy? Because a wiser black man would be like, yo, we're the same people. It takes the ignorant to tell you something otherwise. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do y'all want to get on the panel? Do y'all want to get on the panel? I want anybody to confirm. I want somebody to confirm or deny what I've been saying for almost for the whole hour. I'm willing to take a detractor on. I will, even if we have a bunch of people up here. I want you to ask this for me. How did you know that other black man across the street who wore a different color than you was your enemy first? Who told you that? Who told you? You're wearing blue, he's wearing red. Who told you that motherfucker was your enemy? Did you make this mature decision? Or were you forced into that iniquity? Who told you that young man over there in your class hates your guts? Is it the people who want to see you do well or the people who wish you hell? You're just their entertainment, nigga. Who? What's up, LaShawn? What's up?
In answer
Respect
to
to
your
you,
question,
Charles. Respect to you.
same.
So, what do you think about the whole hour I spoke of?
I found no lies.
Same here. Same
Because
here.
a lot of times we
Be
try to
found.
put this massive responsibility on 20-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
You should be taking care of a family. You should have your own house. You should have your own car. Motherfucker, I'm barely removed from high school.
And barely is the operative word.
And
We're in an
Charles,
economy. Go ahead.
you notice we don't have ovaries and we don't even challenge our own self with a set of nuts. That's ovaries telling us what the hell we need to do. And we got to man up. We don't even talk to each other while we got to man up. Men don't do that. It's just she's so mad that she at 20 years old wasted or ruined her life, and now is we got to pick it up for her.
Yeah, we gotta
Hmm.
pick up. We gotta pick up the pieces for her.
Now, you know what I just found out an hour ago?
What's that?
There was a mass shooting, literally,
I
on
didn't
the
see
same
that
block,
news, sir. Catch me up.
on literally, on the same block where my mother lived. And that block is usually peaceful as fuck.
Your mama
And,
okay, right?
and she's
Is
okay.
your mama okay?
No,
Okay,
she's
then
great.
then okay, that's
And,
good.
and it's funny, right? What happened to our protectors? Do we build protectors anymore?
Excuse
Um,
me. I'm sorry about that.
I want you to think
Go
about it,
ahead,
right?
sir.
I'm damn near prepared. I have my rifle and my gun right there just in case. I gotta go. I gotta go. You good? Well, yeah, she's like the police tape. The police knocked on the door, asked if I heard. She's like, I didn't hear nothing. You never know.
Ooh,
Man, you know something? I lately I have been so stressed out and in fear that something's going to happen to my family that I've had dreams where I've had to open fire with the first thing I could grab to keep intruders out of my fucking home.
you know what? I've
Like,
been having bad dreams like that myself. You 100% right. You ain't the only one having them damn moments. You not. You're
I
not.
know I'm not. I know I'm not. I know I'm not the only man that feels this, fears this, especially with everything that went on with me and what's going on with me now. How many young men? Let me ask this of the chat, Charles, if I may, please.
You have the floor.
How many men that are in the chat right now, 20, 40, or whatever age, have so much shit put on your mind, your heart, and your soul that you can't sleep? And the only thing that enters your dreams is the ultimate protection of your family.
Well, you know when you had that good grandpa, he died the same way thinking, and he in his
Yep.
grave. Now that's the same stuff we got to deal with. But
Nice.
the women ain't doing their part, and we still got to go ahead and go to our sleep, go to our graves, and we still wondering after we dead, are they going to be okay? You 100% right on that one, sir.
And
Go ahead and
let's
finish
not
your
even
point.
just and see. I want to piggyback off of what you just said.
Okay.
Well, actually, both. It's not just the women doing their parts because I expect women to be women, but it's very shameful when the men ain't stepping up for theirs,
Absolutely, it's shameful.
and it's very shameful. We already know, and LAPD SWAT said it. A lot of the women in our community are married to the government, so you should
And they
expect this
don't
shit.
and they and they're not going to change no matter what. They're not going to realize what they gave up. They're not going to realize what they gave up and how hard men have to work to make shit happen.
I'm just going to say this real quick. Your mama was proud, but your mama also raised your sister, and she ain't proud of nothing. And she
Hmm.
ain't doing what the hell your mama raised you to be. And look at your nephews and your grandsons and your, you know, adoptive
Yep.
sons. And you see how it is? Your mama used to be something, but your sister and every damn woman ain't nothing like your mama was back in the day. And
To
that's where the
this
problem is.
to this day, I can honestly tell you to this day my sister is jealous of me. She flat out said it. She put it in the word envy back in 2003, but she flat out not only said that she was jealous of me, but she showed it. Here's what happened. When I contracted cancer 3 years ago, Nicole, my sister, was one of the first ones to call me and ask if I was okay.
Is she
Fast.
jealous you survived cancer?
Here's what she told me. Here's what. Well, no. Let me just go ahead and put it out there. Here's what she told Jody, my wife. She flat out blamed Jody for me getting cancer.
Wow.
Oh, who's Jody, by the way?
My
Since you
wife.
His
telling the
wife.
story.
My
Oh
His
wife.
no,
wife.
okay. Oh wow. I'm okay. Okay,
Yes.
I'm
A
caught
little
up
bit.
now.
No,
Yeah.
no,
It's,
no,
it's,
snowman, snowman. Let's put it in proper text content so he may understand. Your Caucasian wife that your
mhm.
black sister don't like and is never like. Let's keep
There's
it all
more.
in context.
Oh,
Let's
there's more. There's more to this. This is 2021. This was 2021. And I'm going to say a phrase that's going to piss Charles off, but I got to say it and telling it the way it needs to be told. September 1st, 2021, my mom died. My sister called me, and the next sentence that I'm going to say inside made me roar. And I was living in North Carolina at the time when she called me at 5:30 in the afternoon and said, quote, "Your mother has passed." Close quote.
Sir, there's a lot more to the story, and I'ma just simply say this. 3 years after cancer, your sister just cold blow you said your mama dead, and then you got cancer. I look, I don't know how the hell you didn't cuss her the hell out. I know you wanted
I,
to, you
I
still
did.
ain't, but
I
I
did.
know for a fact.
Sean,
Oh, you did? Okay. Then okay.
When we were on our way to Chicago, Labor Day weekend, 2021,
Oh,
and I called my sister and I said, "Where are we meeting you?" Now I'm going to tell everybody in the chat to brace yourself. Nicole told me and Jody before we left North Carolina where to meet her, where my mother was going to be buried. That Friday we left North Carolina. That Saturday we got to Indiana, got as far as Crown Point. And this is why I told y'all to brace yourself. When I called my sister and asked, "Okay, remind me of where I'm meeting you." Ladies, forgive me in advance. This is pure anger. You know that cunt said to me, "Why are you coming up here? Why are we meeting? If you're planning to get any money, you're not going to get any."
you
I
know what?
cussed her out. I said every George Carlin, Richard Pryor phrase I could think of. And then I told her, "Unless you're ready to apologize to me and to my wife, fuck you and your ticket too." I hung up, I stepped
You
out the car, and I went
deserve to
to the
say
concert.
every damn thing because your sister disrespected you beyond unquestionable damn thing. It's your mama too. And then she had the nerve to say that crap to you, sir. You was justified.
I went the fuck off. And I know Charles and a few others were wondering where or what was going on with me that first week of September 2021. I hope that answers your question. Because I didn't talk to anybody except Jody. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off. And this is the same woman who would not allow me to see my nephew. This is the same woman who would not allow me to be involved with my nephew who is now 26. This is the same woman. No, let me go ahead and put it all the way out. Can I go all the way in? Do I have permission, Charles?
Man, put your foot
Go ahead.
in it, bruh. You
Go
deserve this.
ahead.
Put your foot in it. Go ahead.
I was not allowed on a consistent basis to be around my nephew. And the two people that blocked me were my mother and my sister. I couldn't take
Mm.
Remington to a baseball game. I couldn't take him to a basketball assignment. All I was needed for was transportation to get him to and from practice and wherever he needed to go. I was not allowed to be around him. I was not allowed to be an influence, to the point where my mother actually said, "Your nephew could use a male influence, though I think you won't do such a good job with it."
Now, can I ask you a quick question on
Go
what you
for it.
said?
Go
Now your
for it.
mama dead and your sister wants you to be part of your nephew's life, and she spent all her time keeping you away from your nephew, and he ain't got no father and he ain't got no uncle. So what the hell that boy gonna do?
That's why
Is
I'm
that the kind of situation?
right on the money. Right on the right on the money. Because I can tell you, Remington wanted me to take him to a White Sox game. He kept coming up to me and asking me, "Hey, when can you sneak me out of here and let's go to a game?" Yeah, every time that thought came up, that bitch showed up. And I'm not holding back. Matter of fact, when Nicole found out of my association with the Chicago Bulls, and yes, George, Nicole accused Jody of me getting cancer. When
Mm.
she found out I was a member of Chicago sports media, which granted me access to cover the Chicago Bulls, and at the time the big star was Derrick Rose. This whore tried every trick in the book to get me to get her tickets to a Bulls game. I looked her in the eye and told her, "I am not messing up my connection with the Bulls for you."
Mm.
What do you think she did? She ran right to mom, and
Bro,
mom blew
I'm
up
gonna
my
tell you right
phone.
now, your mama and your sister's the reason you had cancer. Jody's the reason you survived it. And
Jody's the reason
there is
I'm
nothing I'm
here.
gonna sit there and say to you because your mama and sister, because you dated Jody, they ain't did nothing but wish death on you, and you damn
Mhm.
near died. I'm done. Uh, you right,
And you
and
said nothing. And you said no lies. You told no lies. You told no lies. Nicole wants to hold a grudge. Let her hold a goddamn grudge. I don't care anymore. With her being in Vancouver, Washington, I don't care. To the point where she doesn't even contact me. I can't contact her on Facebook. I see her profile and I see she's posting stuff, but she won't even talk to her own brother. Fine, be that way. Kiss the back of my fat ass while I keep walking.
just accept you love yourself, and your sister can't even find a moment, an ounce, or an
Hmm.
inkling to love herself. You is living a better life, and she pissed off because you can forgive yourself and move the fuck on. She can't. She just wallowing in it, and she's taking all her family with her.
Hmm.
And you can't save your nephew. I'm sorry,
I don't
but
want to.
you could save your son or your daughter if you got some.
Oh, my children are fine. My children are fine. They're going nowhere near her. I know that much. And she didn't even have the balls to tell me what she felt.
Mm.
Here's the here's the crooked number. Here's the knuckleball. You know who Nicole told these thoughts to?
Your wife.
Yep.
But
And your
yeah,
wife can't stand the bitch. And you know what?
Hell,
You agree with your wife. And
hell
you know
no,
what?
no,
Your
she can't.
sister, your sister is going sideways.
but yeah,
I'm sorry on that one, but you got a good wife, you a good damn husband, and you a good damn father, and she's a
I'm,
good damn mother. Y'all take
I'm,
care of your family and screw that
Mhm.
damn trifling ass, bitter ass bitch that is mad. She all by
And that's
herself.
and that's why in 2 years' time we are planning a move out west when we get everything together. When I get my new set of wheels and I start working here soon and we start stacking up our money and I get all my broadcast assignments. The kicker is she wrote me a card 20 plus years ago saying she was envious of me still continuing to pursue my dream, even though everyone told me not to. Like,
She's still
bitch, you
pissed
better
off
learn.
20 years later after that
Yep.
card 20 years ago. That's what's sad about it, bro. She gave you a card 20 years ago, and she's still pissed off 20 years later. And
Yep.
there you go, there you go. I ain't got nothing to say, but you know what the
You
card meant.
I know. I know. I know. And my mother tried to mask it as if to say, well, she's trying to make amends. Bullshit. Matter of fact, give me this soundboard right here. Give me this soundboard right here. And thank you to
Boom,
BTS
boom,
for
boom.
I got a better I got a better sound than that. I got a better sound than that. My mother tried to mask it, saying, well, you know she means well. BGS, say it.
Now that is some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you mean well, but you mean to go ahead and make your life hell. And that's how she gonna make your life mean well. If she
Mhm.
brings hell into your life, then it means well. But if you don't let her do nothing to you, you see how she stuck and she gave you a card 20 years ago, talking about she jealous.
Mhm.
She's still
Snow.
jealous 20 years ago. She's still jealous 20 years later. And guess what?
That's
Your
on
sister
her.
can't be saved, and you're gonna have to save your
And
family because that's
I
worth
am
saving.
always the last thing I did in my old neighborhood when we got to Chicago after I flipped out. And Jody can tell you, we sat in that Speedway parking lot for the better part of an hour, and I flipped the fuck out after I cussed out my sister. We drove to my childhood home. I took a few pictures. I did a video saying goodbye. And then I hopped in the car and I said, baby, let's go back home to North Carolina.
Snowman, let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
Bro, is your sister married or single?
Single like a motherfucker.
Okay. Let me explain to you what she's suffering from. Your sister's got sour pussy. And because she's got sour pussy
Mm-hmm.
and she's been raised by your bitter mom, a bitter mom plus sour pussies go equal ingrate, a straight up ingrate. She's an ingrate. So everything you do or you say to her is gonna be contrary. She's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a contrarian about everything. But guess what? Those are her problems, not yours. But guess what? Your story pales in comparison to mine.
Oh
I am
crap!
I'm divorced from the egg donor, the sibling sisters, the female cousins, and what's left of a female aunt. I don't fuck with no females in my family whatsoever. Matter of fact, of late, I've even started cutting off male cousins,
Mm-hmm.
male friends. I don't fuck with folks no more. Guess what? If I see through you and I see you not being genuine, when I'm 10 toes down and been 10 toes down, I don't get mad no more. I don't say shit. I politely start. I've already divorced all the females, but just recently, this past spring, I called all my partners. How you doing? What's up? Fuck you, bye. How you doing? What you doing? Fuck you, bye. How you doing? What you? Fuck you, bye. And it was only three of them because I don't roll in no huge circle. So guess what? I don't need them, and I ain't been worried about it. A
Three of
motherfucker
the
I played
easiest.
ball. A motherfucker I played ball down here with, and we helped each other be a part of a team that won a state championship. He done some snake shit. Guess what? You casualties of
Yeah.
war because you allowed some snake shit to happen, and I got caught up in your bullshit. Guess what? Wash my hands. And he constantly calling every day and checking. Hey, what's he up there? He called. He's checking her. Why you not? I feel nothing. I feel nothing. I can cut a water spigot hose faucet off so quick, and it
Mm.
won't mean nothing. And I don't shed no tears. 2 weeks ago, yeah, 2 weeks ago, my cousin and my homeboy tried to call. Uh, hello, what's up? Click. No
Yeah.
words, just click. I click. And every time you call, it will be a click. They
Mm-hmm.
know me. They know I'm the most loyal, beloved. 10 toes down will go to the wild man. Have taken bullets for niggas, little bullets. Been shot in the ass. But guess what? Once you cross me and you take my kindness for weakness, and you think everything in my life is a joke or is funny, ha ha at my expense to make you giggle,
See you
cool.
later.
I'm straight. Yeah. Bye. This nigga, he won't talk to us. No, he won't. He ain't call. Guess what? I'm at my lowest point right now. But guess what? I still won't reach out to call nobody. Don't need you. Guess what? I was
Mm-hmm.
born alone. I know how to die alone. I understand that. That shit doesn't bother me. I'm not enamored by being in people's faces and being so needy that I need their attention to help me fulfill some form of inadequacy or idiosyncrasy that what we call a need for validation. Bullshit.
Right. Bullshit.
I know how to stand on my own too. I was born
Mhm.
alone, I die alone. And I'm teaching them this hard lesson every day. We don't have to ever talk no more in life. Whatever you going through, whatever you feeling, whatever. You going through what you get. That them are some you problems. It's not my problem
Mhm.
no more. And I don't stress and worry about it no more. I'm
Let me
talking
tell
about
y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. And this is one. See, Charles and I have known each other since 2016, and I've shared a lot of my family problems with him because Charles and now the rest of this panel have opened up their ears to me. This is one I have not told him. I will express it
Well,
now.
tell us. Tell us then.
I will tell. I'm telling everybody right here and now.
We listening
If I
and got
had
respect for you
only
while you tell us.
if I had only one regret in life, and I know it's because of health, I never got a chance to share the booth with my dad because
I
the
never
times
had the chance to do it with my dad too, and I
I
regret that
never
myself.
I
So
never had a
that's fair.
chance. I never had a chance to share the broadcast booth or a microphone with my dad.
Ooh.
And it was physically impossible for him because he was going through cancer and radiation and chemotherapy at the time when I wanted so badly just once for him to be in the booth with me. The ironic thing is 4 years after he died, the person who wound up sharing the booth with me, even though she came to get the house keys, was my mother, and my skin crawled.
Snowman, I know. I understand exactly what you mean when your skin crawled, but you're a father, and you can do what your father wasn't able to do with your children, and you can
Mhm.
give them that. You got to now. My mama make my skin crawl too. I promise you that. But
My
you a
daughter's
father.
already
I don't have kids. I just got
mhm.
dogs. And that's it. I don't have
Well,
no kids. But you can change what your father wasn't able to do for you. You can do for your children. And
well,
you
my
can be that
children
kind of
have
father.
been much I
You can
I'm
be
happy
that
to
kind of
say
father. That's all the
I'm
strength you got.
I'm happy to say my children have been in studio with me to the point where one of my daughters is going to record a podcast here, and I'm going to market it and decorate it and publish the shit out of it. Matter of fact,
Well,
two of my daughters are.
you did what your father wanted to do for you, but
Hmm.
you made it possible for your children. And you know what? That's a memory. And you know what? You know your father loved you. He just couldn't figure out how to fucking love you.
Yeah, I
He
know.
still loved you, but you love your kids, and you already figured out how you gonna give them love.
Hmm.
You got a bad lesson, and you turn that into something that is a good lesson.
I mean, my kids are
Walk
not.
well, sir. Walk well,
My,
because you're not your father, and your kids will never have to live what the hell you had to go through. Good
not as
damn
long as
man.
I'm alive.
Good
I'll
damn man.
never
That's it.
I'll never put on my children what was put
Good
on me
damn man.
ever.
Good damn man. Good
I'm
damn
just
man.
gonna tell. I'm gonna tell you. I had a friend of mine one time tell me, should a lot of guys should not be online talking about their problems. I said that's one of the best therapies ever
It
because
is.
whoever told
think
you that
about
can kiss my ass. You saved my life. You remember you saved, man, I was ready to go kill the world. And if it wasn't for me calling up you and having you call BGS, y'all talked to me for what, 3.5 hours straight, talked me down off a ledge. So whoever saying that bullshit, go fuck themselves for real.
And I told her,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said,
Charles does want to kill everything. And if he
I,
talk
I
you down for killing everything, and Charles Faulkner, I want to kill everything. He talked you down. Yeah. Good job, Charles Faulkner. I'm
Charles
glad you
talked
called me
me.
GS.
Listen, Charles talked me down after 2016. Charles talked my
hold on
ass
for a
down.
minute. Hold on for a minute. I gotta check something real quick
Okay.
because somebody's trying to insult Linda. So guess what? I'm gonna put your ass in timeout for 24 hours.
Who's this bitch trying to insult Linda?
No,
Talk
Who's
about the father.
make it longer, Charles. Make it longer. They got to understand and learn. Because this is your show, not this show. Make it
Because
longer.
who's who
first
is
of
aiming
all,
for a clothesline from hell?
we're gonna do one better. We're gonna make it longer. You said make it longer, we'll do it because you don't fuck with our girl Linda. We'll make it 48 hours. Now get your troll ass the fuck off my damn shit. I'm trying to talk about her father because you know how she was raised by her father.
Please respect the people we respect. And if you in the chat room, block their ass if they ain't got no respect for the people we respect. Please,
See, it's funny
please.
because you're picking with Linda, who didn't fuck with nobody on this platform. She's just telling her story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how evil of a and see, this is the reason why you have to exercise the demons out of this fucking community. Because there are some people who just want hatred just for hating sake. You're not being contributing. You're not contributing for shit to the conversation. Like think about it. We're talking about the stresses that people went through in their 20s that they should not even that they barely can
Not even going
handle
through.
in their 40s. But yet, you want to talk about Linda and her dad. Ignorant motherfucker.
I'm 49, and I'm
Ignorant.
telling you right now, you know what my 20s was like? I was treated like shit. And you know what the damn difference is between me and me being treated like shit 20 years ago? I still got respect and kindness. And you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and put my damn troubles, my tribulations on you. And you know what? Y'all just hateful as hell. And then you just make everything hateful. And you know what? People went through more hate than you did, and we still got a good damn heart and we can offer kindness. What the fuck's your problem?
You ever notice who's the first people to give food, clothing, shelter? Are the people who never really had that much to give in the first place because they know how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucked
Amen.
up part,
Amen.
and the fucked up part about it is you got ignorant people. And I'm gonna go back to the statement. Then I'm gonna give the floor to you are truth, and then no one's. I mean, no news. I'm gonna say this. When my homegirl said a lot of men need to get offline and touch grass, I said a lot of us touch grass. Think about this, right? What if that guy can't talk to anybody who's around him in his area, and he's got to talk to somebody on the East Coast, or he's got to talk to somebody in LA, somebody in Baltimore, somebody in New York, who went through the same situation before him, and he's got to tell him some information that will benefit him or to comfort him.
Great question.
What
It's
happens?
just a
Because
key
guess
word.
what? When we get to a lot of these places out there, right? We go to a psychiatrist, and that psychiatrist is usually very gynocentric in their training. Well,
Yep.
you can man up. It's like I try to tell the Padawan the difference between depression and clinical depression. Well, I don't think I need this. I said, what did you experience that you think you don't need? You can't say you don't think you could get out of it by yourself because there's a lot of people who thought they could kick drugs by themselves and they couldn't. Well,
Yep.
there's some, there's very few. But guess what? Just because you go through that depression and you see no up. People say, well, did the people back then go through depression? Yes.
Yes, they
I said,
did.
I said, you got to understand something. Yeah, they had to work. Yeah, but guess what? When they thought you were crazy because you were suicidal, because you couldn't see no up, you didn't see any stars, you didn't see any sun. It's a cloud around you. Imagine being caught in a fucking hurricane where it's like miles. Sometimes a whole coastline is covered in that fucking storm.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck do you expect? You expect everybody to just jump out of their fucking depression? No. There's some people who are depressed for years. There's something traumatic that will happen to somebody. It usually doesn't have to happen to you.
My wife. My wife.
Charles, Charles, I went to therapy. I'm gonna tell you this. This is a true story. My therapist looked at me, and everything you described is what my therapist said, and then had the nerve to ask me, "Nigga, why you still happy?"
I didn't
Uh,
ask that.
because I'm happy, and that shit doesn't even apply to me. And my therapist was going through all the shit you just described, and they supposed to go ahead and help me with my mental health, and I'm happy as shit because it ain't even bothering me. You understand what I'm saying? There's a
Mhm.
whole bunch of people that just gonna shit on themselves, shit on everybody else, and then you just the ignorant, stupid ass motherfucker that just happy, and everybody else has got more education trying to tell you what the hell you did wrong, and then they gonna realize that, well, shit, they jealous of you because you happy, and they fucking up their lives. That's it. You just
I'm just,
happy. You ain't fuck up your life, did you, Charles? Your life ain't fucked up, is it? Nope. You
I go
happy as
through the
shit, ain't you?
business. I have
Everybody
my
else is pissed off because they done screwed up their lives, and then
I've
they
had my
go
downs.
sit there and nitpick your ass to try to make you unhappy while you so damn happy. That's
I've had
it.
my downs,
That's the
but
answer.
I know that I'm looking forward to see my ups. Who's
Same.
next? Is it no one or Duar? Who's next?
Hey, hold on. Give me a sec. I'm still walking in the house.
Okay.
Well, let me go
No
with
news.
that.
You want to get a crack at it?
Yeah, let me get a crack at it.
Go ahead, no news.
Shout out to the brothers on the panel, Charles Faulkner. We from the same backyard, snowman or whatever. Like I've been listening for a while, kind of lost my place. I was trying to transition back to my PC here. Um, as far as when it comes to people trying to shame brothers for speaking out and trying to express themselves online and getting the help they need online, we need this space. That's why I believe it's so important. The work that I do behind the scenes, exposing these people trying to shut us down and trying to demonetize us and kick us offline. If you're familiar with my channel, which I know a lot of people aren't, and that's the kind of work that I do behind the scenes, try to expose these type of people who are out here coming after us when brothers are looking for outlets. That's why this whole space came about. There was a need. This is our answer to what's been going on, what's been talked about us online. You got a whole bunch of channels saying, black men ain't this, black men ain't that. But then when we put the information out there trying to help brothers along, they want to shut it down at the same time. Snowman can attest to this. He's watched a few of my streams where I've talked to brothers about how you can improve your situation, how you can move forward in this
Mhm.
space and avoid the whole, the red pill rage and all that, and navigate yourself to becoming productive black men, because that's who I speak to. Because I'm also a retired veteran as well, and I try to share my experiences on what we can do to further ourselves and avoid the negativity that's been perpetuated in this space. So, you know, and that's all I got for now. But yeah, I've just been listening, watching, been a fan for a number of years since you started this channel.
Appreciate you, man.
Sir,
Hey, we
Definitely
appreciate you, no
appreciate you.
news.
And
Hey,
it's funny because let me just go with just a little bit of echo. It's I definitely appreciate you for being a fan, and hopefully everybody gets something out of every time I load up this damn StreamYards. And Anybody who's a content creator tell you it's not the easiest thing to fucking do. To think of some
It
shit
is.
that it is not the easiest shit to do. To come up with content to speak about, to actually speak fluently for people to understand and comprehend what you're saying. Not the sometimes
and
you
to consistently do it.
yeah, and sometimes you
Because
just have to. It's you're doing this and you have other shit to do in your life, and it can be draining. And think about it, like no news spoke about when they demonetize you, when they took away my super chat, when they pretty much put me on the blacklist for my subscriber count. I have 4,060 subscribers. How many live viewers do you think I should be averaging?
at least 1,000 of that. That's a
1,000,
quarter of that.
1,000, 1,000. Period. You should
Do
be
you think
1,000 live right now, cause
do
you
you
ain't
think
lying. Period.
do you think with 1,000 live subscribers and let's say 200 donate, can I live off of that?
If they donate well, yes, you can.
Yeah, I think you
And,
can.
and I really want you to think about that shit. I really want you to think about that.
I'll leave with this. It's something that I'm going through right now because anyone who has heard me do Snowman in the morning or do my play by play, I'm mostly sports.
Hmm.
I
My channel is
listen.
mostly sports. And yet
I listen to you, Snowman.
I can't.
And you know what? You took 10 minutes, and you applied that 10 minutes, and you and your woman had a few minutes, and you
Mhm.
know what? That's where the start is. But you know what? When you talk about sports, nobody's on that damn panel. I'm like 1 of 7 while you
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
That is
Mhm.
disrespectful, and your sports knowledge is 100%. I'm really pissed off
I want you to think
because you
about it.
should have at least 30 people that is just as good at sports as you is, but nobody listens. Why?
With sports, you okay? I'm gonna say this. Is there somebody who wants to switch out for AB Media? If AB's still there in the back, I think he dropped down. Come back
I'll
up
let
if
you
you
make
like.
this point, and then I'm gonna go on and go to
Okay.
bed. But if you would, Charles, my message in the chat, because folks, I need the help. This is why I am disabled. That's the biggest reason why I'm doing this. My family, and so we can get moving forward. But Charles, go ahead and make your point.
I'm gonna make this point. When I saw stupid ass shit on YouTube, like bottles and crayons and candles being crushed by 18-wheeler tires, get 250 live subscribers, 500. I already knew this place was full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk about things that black men need to do to prolong their life, I've talked about things to black women on how to get the best possible man for them. I get shut out. I was averaging 200 live when I had less people. I had over 800 live viewers when Kevin Samuels passed.
Yep.
So I was doing that
Oh, God
before
bless
people.
Kevin Samuels. God bless Kevin Samuels.
I was doing that shit when most of your favorite content creators weren't even getting 300,
Mm-hmm.
and I barely had over 1,000 at the time. So if I'm sorry, if we need to talk to if we need to talk to a few of the attorneys in our space to do a class action lawsuit, because this is the reason why a class action lawsuit really needs to happen is because now you're hurting people's livelihoods. You're
Yeah.
hurting people's potential earnings. And
Charles Faulkner, you're honest. You're telling the truth. And
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I'm getting treated worse than your ass is because, I'm not even ranked into the black manosphere yet. And, I'm just a broke
You
back,
are now.
ain't shit, and they gonna talk shit about me. But you know what? Every damn time I type in the chat room or I get on the damn panel, I get kicked off or I get kicked out. But you know what the damn thing is? You saying the same truth I am, Snowman is, every person on the panel, and they ain't spoke yet, but they
I'm
gonna
gonna,
have a story
I'm,
to
I'm
where
gonna tell
we
you.
ain't lied, but them trifling ass people that ain't worth a damn is gonna shut us the hell up because they screwing the hell up.
I'm gonna tell you a real
We gonna be
secret.
perfectly fine, but shit floats, and that's the
I'm gonna tell you.
toilet they floating in, but we ain't floating in the toilet.
I'm gonna
That
give you a. I'm gonna give you a real good secret. No, when it comes to YouTube and you're in this space, none of us ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because truly, you're telling me a guy like Dr. T should have 100,000 subscribers, BGS. Shout out to Angry Man because he's been making big strides. You're telling me that guys who are very influential and came up with stuff. I mean, I want you to think about this. About 2 years ago, BGS and myself came up with a fire stream about Dr. Clark and the Dark Ghetto,
Yep.
which was
I
very
remember that
educational.
string. I was there when you said it. That was a tight ass one.
Do you know how many compliments I got off of that shit because it was very informative? But
Not one.
shit, I got a lot of them, believe it or not. But think about it. You would think YouTube would promote that because that's dealing with black sociology.
Yep.
What we're not no, we're talking about what are the causes of what we see today in the black community, and nobody sees this shit. That's the criminality in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Charles Faulkner. I'm gonna tell you right now, God and Jesus, they gave the fuck up. Jesus ain't forgiving their sins no more. You know what? Heaven done said, screw it. And we both know, because there ain't no God forgiving them no more. We know it. Charles, you know it. And you just sitting there watching the sinners thinking they gonna be saved. That's all we doing. We just watching sinners think they gonna be saved. And God, Jesus, and the devil gave the hell up on all the asses.
Yep.
We know. I'm sorry, sir, but you're right. And I'm just
yeah,
gonna nod my head and let you take the floor, because you ain't lying.
yeah, yeah. It's sad because right now it's the message has to be coming out at some point. And what a lot of people don't really understand is that people are trying to shut out the message. This is what people are trying to shut out.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a fuck about you unless they go through what you're going through.
A lot of people ain't going to heaven, and that's the truth. You can make it. I'ma make it. But we were in before Jesus, God, and the devil stopped giving a damn. They ain't going to heaven. We will.
Because we're sure as hell going through hell now. I mean,
Yep. We done damn
it,
sure
it,
been through hell. I
it's
mean,
it's sad because right now, and I know everybody doesn't have what they have, but you're telling me that sports can't get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, subscribers, 4,000. You're telling me that talking about college level shit can't get you subscribers or donations or any type of viewership. It's very mind boggling how powerful you must be if they purposely suppress you.
and I think I am. Matter of fact, I know I am. I'm on air every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. A lot of people have told me, "Well, you haven't been consistent." I got health problems, okay? But when I'm on for the full 120 minutes. I tell the truth about what I see in the world of sports, and yet my ass is shadow banned. I barely got 1,500 subscribers on my Snowman Multimedia channel. I'm gonna bust my ass and promote the channel that's now gonna house my show, Snowman in the Morning. You know, acting on a strategy that my wife gave me and a few other people gave me. You know, being niche specific when it comes to YouTube. I am acting on all of that. And yet, even when I just use my main channel to do play-by-play calls, which I'll start tomorrow, you know the rest of the sentence.
Snowman Media, Snowman Multimedia. Not everybody who hates you is going to heaven, but they definitely know they going to hell, and you got a free pass to heaven. You see why they so pissed off? I
Mhm.
listen to you. I don't type in your chat room because I just listen to the sports you talking about. But you know what? You a man I respect. And you know how many people don't respect you, but they don't respect themselves?
Mhm.
You got a wife, you got children, and damn it, you standing 10 toes down, and before you die, they know you love them.
I love them
Everybody
dearly.
else who listens might not love them either. But you know what? You a better man than they asses is. That's all you can walk with. Just
That's what
walk
I'm
with
gonna
it.
walk. That's what I'm gonna walk
Just
on.
walk with it.
Let me get on out of here. I'm gonna head to bed. Give me a full night's sleep. Charles, thank you for letting me up. I
Sleep
appreciate it
well, bruh.
so
Sleep
much.
well.
I appreciate
Sleep
you
well.
guys so much. I plan to. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. You sleep well, man. So, man, oh man, oh man. This has been a fire stream, folks. Uh. I'll tell you, it's gonna be tough. Anybody got anything to say?
Yeah, let me add one more thing before I head out myself. Um, one thing I talk with the brothers on Machismo TV about, and I pass them a lot of information, is we got a lot of enemies in this space. Okay, there are a lot of people that don't want us to spread the message that we are spreading right now. One being the diverting hate, the Onyx. Forget, I gotta look it back up on my computer, but this Onyx group or whatever, they want to prevent young men from getting this information. They're dubbing everything that we say here as misinformation. They've done the same thing with the Harris campaign and so forth. But what I ask brothers to do in this space is to be vigilant and pay attention. Make sure you are subscribed, resubscribing to the brothers in the space who are sharing their information with you, and check out some of the smaller content creators who are also providing this information so that we are all informed, that we can all continue to help each other. Because what we're doing in this space is all about brotherhood, spreading the message, spreading information, helping young men along the way. So we can't let that die. A lot of the information we're giving here is the same information that you would have gotten from your father if you were raised in a two-parent household. And a lot of us are placeholders for that. There's a lot of lessons I didn't know until I joined the military and became, part of the military. And I'll admit that older gentlemen had to teach me these lessons. So you're getting it here. You're getting it for free. Keep these spaces alive. Keep supporting the content creators. Keep them going. Keep blessing them with the incentives, cash app, whatever, super chat, whatnot. That way they're able to keep going. They have incentive to keep giving you this information because they don't have to. So keep checking us out. Keep coming back to Charles' channel, um, as well as the other brothers on this panel, and just keep their message alive.
I
Sir, you
definitely
sleep well.
I appreciate that
Because
greatly because
you sleep well because they have faith in Camilla Harris, but they want black men to save them. And you right, and you make sure your family's straight and do what you got to do. You a grown ass man doing the right damn thing, and we ain't got nothing to sit there and disrespect you on nothing you stand on right now. So you have a good night's sleep. Wake up in the morning and take care of your family like you always do. Respect.
And thank you. And I'm so happy that the support and the kind words that everybody's put out. What's up? What's up, Nino? Long time no see, man. I like treating you. It's the fact of the matter that we're all we got. We're gonna have to make sure that, just like I said, 20-year-olds are gonna have to go through the crucible, but not go through the crucible by themselves and all at once. It has to be a slow process. You can't just put 20-year-olds in 40-year-old situations. It's going to demoralize them and it's going to destroy them and it's going to make them do a bunch of shit incorrectly.
Sorry, Charles, it's 2024. Them niggas got to go ahead and catch the fuck up.
Well,
That's pretty
hold on,
much
hold on,
what
hold on, LaShawn,
America said they got to do.
LaShawn,
I'm
hold on,
sorry.
hold on, hold on.
Yes,
I gotta
sir.
finish
Go
talking.
ahead.
Gotta finish
Sorry. I'm
talking.
sorry if I overstepped. I
Yeah.
overstepped.
All
Finish
right,
your
let me
point.
finish.
I
And
apologize.
the reason why I say that is because, everybody wants us to catch up. But it's like, think of when you're in school. Does everybody learn the same? No. You got to understand that there's some things that some men are going to go through that others will never see until later in life. This is the reason why things like a rite of passage, and guys like yourself, Nino, and others will tell you, AL, you are. I spoke about rites of passages for years, almost 10 years straight. Without that, without that rite of passage, without that type of knowledge being bestowed upon young men, because there's nobody really donating, this type of worldly wisdom to young men except spaces like this. We're supposed to put that young man out at 18 and he's supposed to navigate through this world seamlessly. Fuck no. That's a fucking lie. And that's one of the biggest lies being told. But yet, we'll hear on the other side of the tracks, I'm strong and independent, but how strong are you without government, not even support, but government fucking supplementation? And you're gonna throw that in our face that you can make it, why can't I, when you're boosted above me? You're not even boosted. You want me to take the steps with a 100-pound pack on my back while you get to take the elevator with a 5-pound weight in your hand.
Charles
That
Faulkner, you tire iron the facts. But when's the last decade men were respected as men? When's the
I think
last
it's
decade? It wasn't no 20, it wasn't no 2000, it wasn't even the 1990s. When's the last time a man was respected as a man? And
I think
you
it's been
is
forever.
100% tire ironing the point.
I think it's been forever and a day. I think the last time we came close to that is when I was like 18, and that's because we had, and probably barely then, because you got to look at it. They wanted my generation to go fight terrorism. I think the last time before that, you were 17, 18, and they were sending your ass to Vietnam. The only time
It
they
is
respect
probably
you
the
is now.
Twin Towers when they failed. The Twin Towers, that's when they wanted us to man the fuck up. I think that's the last time we ever had that moment to where they
Uh,
respected us.
and that's what I said. And it's critical because when you see this shit, there's a constant belief in that you don't know what the fuck's going on. There's a constant belief in, well, you got to understand that some people learn. I get all that. Hell, I've just even said it. But when is that man going to get the respect due? When is he going to be trained to be that way? Because a lot of things, a woman is who she is because of what she's born. You put sperm in her, she's a baby's coming out. But yet, a man has to be cultivated. And until people actually learn that that man has to be cultivated, what do you think you're going to
Yes,
produce?
Charles. Black women, white women, Asian women, they all got to learn how to, but all the men that they want to protect them don't have to learn. We just do it. You
Yeah.
100% right again. Because the only people that need to learn how to is the women that should be loving their man while he doing it. You
Yeah, but
100% right on that point. And go ahead, finish your point.
and before I end the stream off, I'm gonna just say this. When I talked earlier during my morning thoughts, when they said women are receptive, if that was true, why don't you receive the guys who are good for you? Oh, because you don't. He doesn't make your pussy tingle. Let's just say what it is. You don't find him attractive. He's not adventurous enough. Why are we listening to the people who have no good fucking inspiration or any type of thought of what masculinity is or supposed to be? It's not. Masculinity is not supposed to be used to benefit you. Masculinity is supposed to be utilized to benefit the entire family and community. And until we get back to that, we lost in the sauce, people. But till next time, you know, we'll get back into this shit. We'll get some heavy shit going.